Traffic crash in Rockford Friday evening leads to the arrest of 4 teens and the seizure of 3 weapons. 2 17-year-olds from Rockford, also 18-year-old Jasmine Gatch of Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and 18-year-old Terrell Gardner of Belvedere were all taken into custody after police attempted to pull a car over near Broadway and 25th Street in Rockford. The car took off, later crashing into another car at Broadway and Parkside. One of the recovered handguns had an extended magazine and a laser light attachment, and another is reported stolen from Beloit.